We are moving on now and shifting our focus to the developments that have taken place in the Supreme Court in the ED versus Mamata Banerjee case. The Supreme Court pulled up West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee during the hearing over the ED raids on I-PAC. Supreme Court says the Chief Minister put the entire system in jeopardy. The court says they never thought such a day will come. The Supreme Court further said that these actions put democracy in peril and said this is not just a Ram and Shyam case, and the court cannot shut their eyes. Scathing observations of the Supreme Court pulling up the Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, during this hearing over the ED raids conducted on I-PAC. The Supreme Court has said that CM has put the entire system in jeopardy. Let me, in fact, go across to my colleagues. We have Harish, our legal editor, joining us on the broadcast, and Rajesh is also with us with more details. Let's first go across to Harish. These are scathing observations that have come in from the court. The court says the CM put the system in jeopardy and they never thought that this day will come.
Yes, that's right, Swati. Scathing observations coming in from the Supreme Court against the West Bengal government and also Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. Remember, Swati, the Supreme Court was hearing the petition filed by ED seeking FIR against and also CBI probe against Mamata Banerjee and top officials, the way they interfered with the I-PAC raids. Primarily, Manika Guruswamy, the new Rajya Sabha MP of the TMC, and also the advocate argued that ED or its ED officials did not have a fundamental rights to approach Supreme Court in a direct manner, and said that this matter should be treated like a center versus state dispute. But Supreme Court asking how does the question arise? This is not a center versus state dispute. This is a case where an individual, and that to the Chief Minister of a state, barged into a premises where ED in a bona fide manner was carrying out raids. In this manner, the Chief Minister has put the democracy in danger, the entire system in jeopardy. And are you calling this a center versus state dispute? And Supreme Court very clearly also saying that these are extraordinary case. This is an extraordinary case, a normal random Ram versus Shyam case. This is an extraordinary case. We can even invoke Article 142 to ensure justice. The Supreme Court also again going on to say that this is a case where serious questions like interference with the probe of a central agency by the state, and also rule of law, and also the state's attempt to protect wrongdoers is as arisen. Therefore, we will treat it as an extraordinary case and pass extraordinary orders. So don't bring the fundamental rights of ED or ED officials into this. And Swati, the Supreme Court bench also bringing in the issue of the holding of judicial officers in hostage, and asked, what did the state do in such a situation? Did you expect us to appear before a magistrate to get relief for judicial officers? Swati, in fact, saying so, the Supreme Court reminding that the Mamata government had done nothing when judicial officers were held hostage, and Supreme Court very clearly saying that we cannot shut our eyes when such things happen in a state, and asked what is going on in the state of West Bengal. So very, very scathing observations coming in the matter in the ED versus Mamata battle over the I-PAC raids. And today the state has concluded its arguments. Tomorrow the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta will commence arguments. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta also said that this is an extraordinary case where the Chief Minister interfered with the probe and also took away digital devices and crucial incriminating documents. Back to you.
Absolutely. In fact, I remember during the last hearing as well, the court said this is not a happy situation, and also asked what if some other state chief minister also acts in this manner, then what? And we cannot ignore this situation. That's what the court said, I believe, Harish, and you can correct me, during the last hearing as well. During the last hearing also, the administration was pulled up. And thereafter, of course, the FIR on ED officials were halted by the Supreme Court, isn't it?
That's right, Swati. Yes, last hearing itself, the Supreme Court had found prima facie merit in the case of the ED that this case requires an FIR against the Chief Minister and also top police officials. When the state government and the lawyer for the Chief Minister raised issues of fundamental rights, went into technicalities, the Supreme Court very clearly saying that if we do not act in this case, there may arise a situation where...
Harish, I have to interrupt you. We have Mr. Rahul Sinha of the BJP joining us on the broadcast. बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कुछ इस तरह के ऑब्जर्वेशंस दिए हैं जो ममता बनर्जी के खिलाफ जाते दिखाई दे रहे हैं, जिसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है कि पूरे सिस्टम को खतरे में डालने का काम किया. द सीएम हैज पुट द एंटायर सिस्टम इन जेपॉडी.
देखिए, एकदम सही बात है. कारण ये उनका निजी केस है. ये चीफ मिनिस्टर का कोई बात ही नहीं है. कारण ये जो डकैती उन्होंने किया, ये डकैती इसलिए किया उनको और खुद का परिवार को रक्षा करने के लिए. सारे तथ्यों कोल स्कैम का ये सारे चीज उन्होंने ले लिया. एक सीएम होके ऐसा पद का अपव्यवहार करेंगे तो आम जनता को क्या दिखाएंगे, क्या सिखाएंगे. इसीलिए जो ऑब्जर्वेशन, जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट है, सीधा उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होना चाहिए और इनको जो आम नागरिक का साजा होता है ऐसा ही साजा इनके लिए भी होना चाहिए. और तब जाके लोगों में आइन और विचार व्यवस्था का प्रति विश्वास बढ़ेगा. आज का जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो जजमेंट है, इस जजमेंट से लोगों का विचार पद्धति और विचार व्यवस्था का ऊपर और भी श्रद्धा और भी विश्वास ज्यादा तगड़ा होगा.
ऑल राइट, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए राहुल सिन्हा जी. Let me now go across to my colleague Rajesh. Rajesh, the Supreme Court also said that this is not a Ram versus Sham case. This is not a center versus state case, but this is a case where an individual has done something that has put democracy in peril.
Exactly. Such observation made by Honorable Supreme Court of India will naturally create an embarrassment for the party, for the ruling party, Trinamool Congress, just ahead of the election. You know, we are standing in a poll-bound stand and we have just 1 day in our hand, and following which the first phase of election will begin tomorrow morning. At the situation, such observation made by Supreme Court Justice will make embarrassment for the entire party. And BJP has always been alleging that Team C was since I-PAC was the poll strategist of Trinamool Congress, so Mamata Banerjee crossed all the limits and entered inside premises where ED was conducting raids, where the ED officers were searching, and the few officers were being questioned by ED officers that time. Not only I-PAC office, rather Mamata Banerjee also entered inside the house of Pratik Jain, who happens to be the director of I-PAC. And when the ED was searching his residence, when the seizure was being done by the ED officers that time, Chief Minister, such a person like Chief Minister who entered inside the premises, and the entire investigation was interrupted after her interference, following which ED filed this case before Supreme Court of India. And today such remarks, such observation which has been passed by Honorable Justice of Supreme Court of India will definitely make a new embarrassment for the entire party. And we have to see how the party fights with this and how Team C party reacts with this.
All right, Harish and Rajesh, thank you very much for getting us the details. So as West Bengal goes to polls tomorrow, the political atmosphere has reached a fever pitch with sharp exchanges, symbolic messaging and high voltage campaign that has pushed dominating the final stretch. From explosive allegations of corruption to identity-driven political messaging, and from digital protests to top-tier campaign rallies, every front of the election battle has intensified in the run-up to voting. Ahead of first phase of West Bengal Assembly elections, posters mocking the alleged cut-money culture of the ruling TMC appeared in markets, bus stops and busy transit hubs across Kolkata, as shared by BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya. The posters purportedly feature a large QR code labeled Pay to TMC, along with a Bengali line, Ration Hok Ba Chakri, Scan Korun, which translates to whether it's a ration or a job, just scan. BJP IT cell chief took to X and posted Mamata Banerjee's Tolabazi now has a digital address, #pay to TMC. He launched a scathing attack on Trinamool Congress, accusing TMC of a decade of loot, SSC job heist and PDS ration heist. According to BJP, this is the countdown to the end of this corrupt extortionist regime of the TMC. Meanwhile, war of words intensifying ahead of phase 1 of Bengal Assembly elections. In a sharp and controversial remark, UP CM Yogi Adityanath launched an attack on Mamata Banerjee. Addressing a rally, he said that Bengal belongs to Ma Kali, adding Bengal is not Kaaba, it belongs to Kali.
जो लोग टीएमसी के लोग बंगाली अस्मिता के साथ खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं, उनको बताने की आवश्यकता है कि बंगाल की पहचान काबा से नहीं है, बंगाल की पहचान तो मां काली बाड़ी से है, मां काली बाड़ी से। यहां की पहचान वही उसी से है।
And with that, we are slipping into a very short break. A lot more is lined up on the other side for you. Stay on with us.